Hi, sir. Shall I start?
Wait, Lakshmi,
Okay.
start Yamo. People are joining in. Yeah, we'll wait for another 5 more minutes, Satya, then we'll start.
Yeah, sure.
I think Satya will start here.
Sure, sure.
Okay. So, good evening all. Kerala Innovation Talk Series-ലേക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും സ്വാഗതം. KDISC-ന്റെ ആഭിമുഖ്യത്തിൽ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾക്കിടയിൽ നൂതന ആശയ സംസ്കാരം പ്രോത്സാഹിപ്പിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി നടത്തിവരുന്ന ഈ ടോക്ക് സീരീസ്, ഇത് 2ാം സീസണിലെ ടോക്ക് സീരീസ് ആണ്. ഇതിന്ന് 2ാം സീസണിന്റെ 3ാമത്തെ പ്രഭാഷണമാണ് ഇന്ന് നടക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത്. ഇന്ന് ആ പ്രഭാഷണ പരമ്പരയ്ക്ക് നമ്മോടൊപ്പം വന്നു ചേർന്നിരിക്കുന്നത് മിസ്റ്റർ സത്യനാരായണൻ A.R. അദ്ദേഹം ഒരു ഓൺട്രപ്രണർ ആണ്, ഒരു സംരംഭകനാണ്. അതോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ ഈസ് എ കോ ഫൗണ്ടർ ഓഫ് എംബ്രൈറ്റ് ഇൻഫോടെക് പ്രൈവറ്റ് ലിമിറ്റഡ്, ടെക്നോപാർക്ക്. Reading about a brief profile of Sathyanarayanan, he is an entrepreneur with over a decade experience in building organization, product management, sales and marketing. He is an electrical and electronics engineer as well as a postgraduate in management. He started his career as an innovation specialist and was fascinated by technologies like virtual reality and artificial intelligence. Inspired by his mother's rehabilitation activities for disabled children, Sathyanarayanan started Embright Infotech, a company primarily in healthcare sector using assistive technology products by developing therapy modules in VR for patients with autism and related disabilities. A winner of prestigious BRAC Big 15 Biotechnology Ignition Grant of Government of India's Department of Space, Science and Technology. And he believes that XR technologies, AR and VR technologies will change the whole world. And today, അദ്ദേഹം നമ്മോടൊപ്പം പ്രഭാഷണം നടത്താനായി ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്ന ഒരു ടോപ്പിക് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് സീറോ ടു സ്കെയിലപ്പ്, ആ സ്റ്റാർട്ടപ്പ് ജേർണി. അപ്പോൾ അവരുടെ ഒരു സ്റ്റാർട്ടപ്പ് ജേർണിയുടെ ഒരു യാത്ര എങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു, അത് സീറോയിൽ നിന്ന് സ്കെയിലപ്പ് ചെയ്ത് ഈ ഒരു ലെവലിലേക്ക് എങ്ങനെ എത്തി, ഇന്നത്തെ ഒരു സ്ഥിതിയിലേക്ക് ഇങ്ങനെ എത്തി എന്നുള്ളതിനെ കുറിച്ചൊരു എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ആയിരിക്കും അദ്ദേഹം ഷെയർ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഇവിടെ കൂടിയിരിക്കുന്ന എല്ലാ പാർട്ടിസിപ്പൻസിന്റെ പേരിലും KDISC-ന്റെ പേരിലും ഞാൻ സത്യനാരായണനെ ഈ ടെക് കേരള ഈ ഒരു നമ്മുടെ ഇന്നോവേഷൻ ടോക്ക് സീരീസിലേക്ക് കേരള ഇന്നോവേഷൻ ടോക്ക് സീരീസിലേക്ക് സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഓവർ ടു യു സത്യം.
Thank you, Manoj. That's a great introduction. Actually, I'll just start with how our Embright Infotech start, and other start off either, and what is the support we got from the ecosystem, basically the startup ecosystem, and who are the people behind the success as well. All right. Thank you, KDISC, for giving this opportunity. Also, giving this, good platform to share how a startup can actually come across it. And there are many ways that there are many ways of startups success happen around us. And I'm not covering everything, but I just start off with what I actually feel. Our company pathway I can able to explain well. And before that, I have to give some set of knowledge about what is startup, how startups look like, and how a startup start as well. So just look into this slide. I just prepared for this presentation. Another slide present here. Okay. Anyway, I just stop my screen share. I mean, my video maybe. Okay, fine. So here you can see. I mentioned about zero to scale. Why? Because there are many journeys actually start off from from the beginning of the idea. Like everything starts with the idea or a problem. Okay, we picking up the problem in from any of the sectors like edutech, health tech. There are many sectors like fintech, okay, e-commerce, retail as well. So the type of problem statement are identify or it can be an idea as well. So it all starts from there. And I'll just give a small walkthrough about like how it looked like. Here you can see I mentioned about a small brief about like this actually picked from one of Airbnb presentation as well. So here you can see there are step process like how a startup look like, how a startup journey look like. So the first thing is that live in the future. Okay, as you say that recently where Facebook, CEO Mark Zuckerberg actually put forward his full idea about like what is metaverse, right? So that is coming up, but no one knows actually other implementing. But he actually have a proper idea about okay how the future look like. So he also living in future and he's implementing in the present. So like that, we basically. As an entrepreneur, actually, the first thing is a dream, right? Everyone says about dream it, how to grow bigger as well. So I just have a proper, walkthrough. I just give a proper walkthrough how a startup journey look like. Okay, you can see live in future. We have to see a forecast. Either idea or problem statement. Who's going to use it or who are the end customer all about and how is get benefit out of it. Other value, what value addition is actually we are bringing towards that solution or a problem. So that is what what I mean. And also the other, for example, normal idea maybe after 8 months or 10 months, maybe maybe more than 2 years as well, it can become a product, okay, or a good product in the market. But we have to see how that product works in that particular timeline, okay, and how it's going to grow or who is going to use it. So which market segment or what is the market size we going to approach as well. There are many market reports and like Gartner, you can look into it and to know about how the market trend look like. And demography also really important when you choose any kind of idea or any kind of problem. Where are we going to implement that particular solution or that kind of problem? That is also really important. Okay, and so in our case in 2017, I'll just what happened to us, I'll let you know. And where my background is as a product manager, and basically I was working with even in a different innovation company like Intel and also Microsoft, Dell, because they are our clients. Company called Keystone, where what we developing is that we developing POCs for them, for different POCs for different product launch as well. So there I got to know that there are various market trends and market ideas, and also what are the technologies we use. And where one thing is fascinating is virtual reality, and something metaverse as a connection to that, as well as what Facebook is actually looking forward. And how VR can be leveraged to to solve a problem. So that is what actually connected, and where my mom actually has a center in a private clinic in Trivandrum. And also I know what those area, like how special education actually looks into it, and how a special education center actually working, and how we can use this technology to help the kids to learn the skills. Because special education means, like they have some problem in learning, maybe learning disability issues, under speech issues, under language acquisition issues. So how a technology can actually help in enhancing those skills as well. So that is one of the opportunity that we found. And we started our iterating our idea, and working out as well. So that's what I just would like to see, that this is how and we understanding what is missing over there. So that's what ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞ കാര്യം തന്നെ. Centerൽ we found that there is no IT enable based or intervention, or IT enable based products is not being used, because our institution, whatever happened is that they have a all manual way of working on with the therapies, building a protocol, building scales for identifying kids as well. So that is what the first thing which we found, we can able to build in a platform. So we identified a platform or a mobile application can help the therapists to prepare these set of therapies and their diagnostic plan. So and we found that we write down all those ideas in a proper we use many tools over here. I'll explain what are the tools. So before, most of the startups actually use building various wireframe diagrams of mobile application software development, and also iterating what kind of business logic need to be added on to it, functional logic need to be added on to it. So idella നമുക്ക് software development ഭാഗമായിട്ട് we can we have to do that. And also ചില models we have to choose, I'll come to that point as well, lean model as well. So I'll show that what are the models methodology we actually choose. And out of that, നമ്മൾ ഒരു prototype develop ചെയ്തു, where it is a basic application where how to start a therapy and also diagnose a kid as well. So it's not necessary, it's not a easy job, where we build a set of curriculum in a virtual reality format. It is basically a game or a gamified approach. So because most of the case, when you look into the the centers, autistic or learning disability or special education center, you can see that kids actually learning with different set of tools and toys, and also there are different ways of how to train their cognitive ability, social interaction ability. And so basically there are set of therapists also sit around and help the kids to learn. And there are special education teachers also do it. And what we did is that we provide a proper virtual reality based interactive game to engage the kids in this environment, okay, and see how the response look like. Basically called our behavior analysis, what we actually really want to take it out of it. So I think data capture system we need to build, how to capture the data out of it. And that is a prototype we built. And we show to not 100 people over here, we show to some at least 10 people over here in the nearby centers in Trivandrum, and also in Thrissur, Nimhans in Bangalore. Actually we got good help from doctors as well. So what we're going to get, this is what we called a product to basically called MVP, minimum viable product. And where it can be buy, they can buy from the center, can buy the product, or they will be giving it free as well. So most of the case number free at another course, where to start using. And because we adinna matra namak customer requirement real identify methood. Because one thing is that whatever we have in the papers, it's not necessary that it's supposed to work in the in the real life. So what we understand is that there are a lot of iteration we did in the product development part, where we give this product to the customers, basically, students and also therapists use this and they help the kids to learn. And we understand what is the learning behavior, how the user interaction, user experience. So our part learn so from the prototype. So that is basically very necessary. Either product understanding the customer is extremely important. Without that, there's no point. So who is going to end use is what really matters, and what is the value addition in it, and that is what they pay for it. So other very important factor without knowing about the customer very well in specific problem statement, there is no point. So then again we iterate, and for that, now in this stage, what we did is that there are a set of protocol regulation, regulatory things understand regulatory regulations understand certifications data security importance and also how to validate this thing, clinical trials. Okay, we need money for that, and also we need to start to understand about the customer very well with different iteration. Other than we approached many different centers. First, we start with our approach to the first is NASCOM in Bangalore, and we started because NIM hands there are a set of data set we actually collecting, and also we started off our iteration of our product, our company formation as well. So NIM hands, accelerators are actually really important because the NASCOM providing these accelerators for building the product in a hardware perspective. Hardware and software involved in our product. And also next big leap we actually got is the Kerala Startup Mission that in 2018 we came there in Technopark. Support we actually got it because Kerala Startup Mission actually they're providing a good accelerator support. Both space matra they are actually giving a mentorship and how a product need to be developed, or what sort of ideation stage, productization, and also grant. They provide the grant to support as well. So like that we start forming our company in much more serious way. And also along with them, I found a co-founder and Bobin Chandra and our team. We started building a team sort of things as well. As I mentioned, then we started seriously looking into the funding perspective. So that is what funding is required because we are our product is actually another R&D value in the product. So we went and understand about what are the biotechnology funding like BIRAC, and so we started applying from there and look forward what are the different schemes available from the government, and I'll show you a set of schemes from the government as well, and how various international schemes are also help in our product development part. Then we got a Nidhi Prayas fund from from Startup India. Basically it is from Vellore VIT, and then we actually got BIRAC 50 lakhs from Department of Science and Technologies, basically from IIT Kanpur, and they actually evaluating us how to develop. So there's a social impact component also there in this product. So that's what actually we got much more mentorship in this different accelerator like SST technology accelerator programs like SST Tech, and also we try to understand about where are the different incubators in India, because compared to any other country, India has a more number of incubators and accelerators and the funding opportunity. I think we and that too, Bangalore and Kerala is actually coming up in really good. Bangalore is a Silicon Valley of India, as you know, right? So basically, each state and Kerala are actually doing really well in this, supporting startups as well, and also that when you look into the funding, where when finance comes into the picture, there are very many set of things to be proper implement like for example, our business plan, our revenue model, business models have to define. So then we started thinking out how the business model need to be worked on, where IMK Live is another accelerator program where actually they have been building up a business model as well, and mentorship we got from IMK Live Kozhikode. Then so that is how our startups actually we look forward which is the best place and demography, and accelerators actually help for us and in funding perspective and in the different growth stage of our startup as well. So then we launched our product in 2019 with a different set of customer testimonial, and first we approached to government of Kerala in social security mission, and they actually have a requirement in this sort of buying this procurement of in this sort of solution to the institution. Like they have 110 part schools in Kerala, across Kerala, I think more than that, and we got a pilot implementation in 7 part schools and understand about how that how they're going to use this product. And so അവിടെ നമുക്ക് കുറെ ലേണിംഗ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. And also this some of the school implementation happened late in 2019 and 2020 time period ലായിരുന്നു. So that is actually we try to implement in faster perspective, and also അവിടെ നമുക്ക് നല്ല പ്രോപ്പർ ആയിട്ടൊരു മെന്റർഷിപ്പ് കിട്ടി. Like the government perspective, എങ്ങനെയാണ് how a product need to be aligned, and how to be deal with this institutions as well. Then also we got few private institutions like Babbles in Bangalore, Be Change, and also different other private institution in Kerala as well. And so from there we actually got a paying customers, and where we understand about we follow with them how their product is look like and how it is actually come across. So so now we have 660 users in our product, basically B2C users, and 17 B2B users, institutions right now. And we are looking forward other Series A funding as well, and we got a first round of Series A funding and post to this the COVID time, and also that the different accelerators helped in different stages of funding aspect as well. So now the whole point is that you can see over here even Airbnb, I mean how a iteration launching product launching Scaleup is really important, where we required to know about how a market a response look like, whether your product ipa market is it is it demandable, or is it that required, or how affordable it is. So pricing strategy and also product go to market strategy have to implement really very dedicated നമുക്ക് നോക്കേണ്ട കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് ഇത് രണ്ടും. Pricing strategy, how a customer going to buy and for this particular solution. So we have to put a right price point, like SaaS model is required, and we did it with the different pricing model where advised by the vendors. So you can see Airbnb launched in even 3 times, and they're successful as well, and as you know how they work forward in this SaaS model. And like that this is how the growth look like, and we are nowhere here, and we are looking forward to grow in a scale perspective. And I'll just take you to this other slides as well, how this is our model, and I just give a comparison how a normal startup journey look like. Okay, and here I just slide add in where what are the different types of startups over here. There are lifestyle startups where single employed or a single co-founder, and they based on what are the business idea they actually work on. So this is something which I got from the overall perspective, and how and what are types of startups are there, and how people actually start off with small business, scalable startups. Scalable startups is something fintech, e-commerce, and edutech come in this area, where they have different types of repeatable scalable model, and they can able to implement their model into it. So this is what we found, like we looking forward as a scale-up startup model, and we looking forward to implement in Dubai and Middle East, in Australia as well. We found few customers from there, and also we got an opportunity to give our product demonstration in these areas through Kerala Startup Mission. They have there's a program called Guidex in Dubai, where Startup Mission actually helped us to provide various incentives to give the opportunity to put our startup in different platforms like that. Like they give stalls as well, and we got really good market study from there, how the customers are responding in different demography, and whether they are really like to buy this product, or is it the right product in their market fit. So our iteration change based on different demography. We need to iterate our product and in the pricing and the quality of the product as well. So that is extremely important. And this is just for the reference, like how the startup look like, different types of startup look like. And so, and these are the set of things that, just a set of points I just mentioned about, like where you should start off, like identify the problem or start with any idea if you have. So it's all about, like, whether you have a passion to do some business, or passion to be an entrepreneur, or passion to solve a problem as well. Okay. So that is how it is actually start off. And you have to find a really good team. Okay. So that team is also really important, because where I start off, and with our with my co-founder, and the team is what actually bring Embright to this stage. So that is extremely important. And ideation, solution, and validation is what the second thing you have to look into it, and understand the market size in your specific problem, or a specific idea where you're going to sell, or where you're going to do the business. That is all depends upon the market size and the customer persona, demography as well. So that is really have to have a there are a lot of, I'll show you some of the different market trend based in 42 is another site actually helps, Gartner, and I'll show some of the site actually helps to get these kind of insight. Then prototyping, market validation, test trials of customer with the customer feedback is really important. These are the set of things you should know about when you actually start off, and while you do your idea into a product as well. And market planning, building a landing page, a social media campaign, building a business model, pricing strategy, then funding opportunity and pitching as well. So preparing a right pitch is extremely important when you look forward for a funding. Once you have a proper set of paying customer, and convince the investor, that is extremely important. When you convince the investor, you need to show that how your business model is working, and whether you have a consistent revenue generation model, monthly vices, or or quarterly vices, how it actually, the SaaS or AMC yearly wise as well, how your revenues are actually cycling with lesser churn rate in the chiller, whether customer പൊഴിഞ്ഞു പോകുന്ന churn rate വരുന്നത്, whether you can able to retain your existing customer or not, is extremely important. That is also one of the main factor that when funding comes, investors actually look into it. Then what else? I can have some other more. I'll just give an idea how everything starts with the idea, right? So just look into this a small video about what an idea should be.
You have all these ideas, and at this point, you should be wondering, which idea should I choose? Well, to answer that question, you have a lot to think about. Here are some of the considerations you should keep in mind. First, is your idea...
Sorry. So basically, there's something called vitamin and a painkiller. So it's whether it is a quick solvable problem. Solution, or a consistent way of solving a specific problem or a market problem as well. So it's just like giving how to choose an idea as well.
Now, both types, but especially painkillers, can lead to successful companies. For vitamin type ideas, you'll need to figure out how to get your users to be sticky, so that way they continue to come back and use your product over time. The second thing you should look for is how easy it is to monetize the idea. Now, you don't need to monetize an idea on day one, but understanding how to make money out of the service or product is essential to building an enduring business. Next, is the idea simple? Can you explain your idea in just a couple sentences? For example, bagbarsteel.com is like Netflix, but instead of renting movies, you can rent, buy, or sell designer items. Law enforcement and judges might say the simplest explanation is usually the right or truthful one, and its benefits to other might be a diabetic and want to for example, you might be a diabetic and want to develop affordable and convenient blood.
So I just push it up this
And
way.
finally,
So
does your
this is what an idea should look like, whether it is a quick solve solution or something consistently using, like for example, there are different SaaS model where I understand about the customer behavior, and based on that the solution or the value addition is happening. So for example, cred is something which is makes customer very easy to use, they're very easy to pay their credit cards as well, and their revenue is very low, but they actually knowing about what are the customer behavior through this product as well. And so that is something you can actually look into different types of startups itself right now. That is what when any startup grows by understanding what is a current successful startup look like, and that is another way of understanding a good business model. I mean, understanding start of a business as well, and how to monetize using that idea. And it should be simple, personally relevant is something which we capture the customer behavior. So there is something called Internet of Behavior, or so that is happening right now, right in across our social devices as well, so, and social media as well. So that understand the customer behavior, and putting a good value addition in the product is really important. Then whether the product is actually have a versions, from whether solving a problem from A to B, that is also another important component. So market size, whether how big is the market size, and whether you have a unique selling proposition, that's called secret sauce. For example, Google has an algorithm, right? How to the page ranking algorithm. So that is how the Google actually differ from Yahoo, American Online in the Netscape, or in the early 2000s and 2001 as well. You can see how Google is differ. So they have a very unique way of search algorithm. So that's what the secret sauce. So it's not just like copying it. Okay. So when even if you copy it, you should have a proper unique selling proposition as well. Then you can even start off pick up the idea from startup. And I think the time is pushing up. I just finished off faster. So Startup India, Kerala Startup Mission, and Kickstarter. These are the set of a few really important sites we can able to pick it up. And also in the product development part, there is something called technology readiness level. I would like to put across this as well. How you have to validate your current product, even if it's a hardware or technology based product. There is something called TRL level, and you have to validate your product accordingly, and pitch to the your investors or in your accelerators as well. Okay, and basically this is our project design model that I would like to put across, Lean, Agile, and DevOps, where these are the main secrets that actually we follow, and how to make our product and the customer in touch. And these are the three major components help us to happen. And we identify the geography, language, product size of the companies which we're dealing with, basically B2B, and product that we make into it, and understand the behavior in the price aspect, delivery aspect, quality aspect, and what is the need. Basically these are the needs that actually customer look forward. So the security, power, and so this is what this is a usual flow of a product cycle. So the product journey look into the in the market. So our business model look like this, where I think this is something which we built it off, and we have a patient management tool, assessment management tool, content management, and also ST technology management tool as well. So these are the set of components that we add onto our platform, once we iterate and see how these things look like. And also we create a social diversity platform for inclusive, and something which is building up right now. And so this is how we actually get into the market and connecting the parents, therapists, and one single platform, administered by the institution, like schools, special education schools, and different therapy centers as well. And we have, as I mentioned, the revenue models. We have different SaaS model for license for therapists, patients, and contents as well. Okay, then these are three different scalable plans: faster customer acquisition, scalable customer volume, longer customer retention. This is something which when you look into any kind of scalable business, and some of the tools which we use for in our startup journey, like ideation, MVP, product launch tools, business marketing as well. This is some of the example of unicorns. As you know, the unicorns companies actually reach 1 billion US dollars revenue as a revenue. I mean, as a valuation. And so there are good unicorns are coming, and we looking forward. Unicorns come in Kerala as well. There are 2 unicorns in Kerala as well right now, and so I actually looking forward how unicorns generate in our Kerala as well. So I would like to go forward more as well, but due to time constraints, I just stopping here. And also would like to know about, like, I mean, give an idea about how a scalable company look like, where a company which can buy other startups or become investors. So these are the set of things which I actually put forward, and to give how a scalable startup look like. Okay, so we are right now in the early pre-series funding aspect, and we're looking forward to funding in different perspective. So that's about us, and these are the technology trends happening in the latest in the current technology market as well. Like as I mentioned, Internet of Behavior is something which is really important, and these are the set of business ideas. If we have something comes up in these sectors, this is as per the Gartner. This is what the business trend look like, and you can pick it up your any business idea from out of these topics as well. So that's about. There's any questions? Let's discuss about that.
Yeah, Satya, thank you. And there are a couple of questions which has come in, and
okay.
Mr. Santo has asked 2 questions. One is like he needs an explanation more on TR levels.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, sure. So basically, here you can see, any product, like for example, if it's a medical based product, so ours is a combination of medical and education product. We have education, we build education content, and it has been diagnosed using a set of medical tools, I mean a set of hardware tools, and actually that used for clinically validating. So basically there are a set of clinically validated tools as well, like EEG sensors, emotive 8 channel is what we use, eye tracking sensors we use, and also FNR. These are the set of hardwares we combine it, and we incorporate with our wearable device. So this is used to identify the kids' current conditions, like their response rate, their attention span, their reaction time, sort of things. So for these, developing the building of these kind of hardware, we need a good or very strong research background, and we need to work with the different universities already worked in this area, and also we need there are different funding for this as well, and like as I mentioned, BIRAC. So so TRL level is to define which stage is your idea, specifically when you look into this hardware development or something. So it can be a basic idea, or a concept develop, or proof of concept as well, POC. Without validation with the customers, it can be a small a product which actually or a representation of the product without any kind of validation. If you go into validation, you need to go through clinical trials as well. So that journey of product development is actually defined in these terms, like technology readiness level. So investors actually look into this, where is your product right now look like. For example, so is that I answered your question, or you want much more detail? Did you? I mean, who asked?
Yeah, he said it is clear. It is clear.
Okay.
Yeah, another question is like there are another couple of questions. Even I don't know about the context.
Okay.
The question asked is, what if the prototype is costly?
Yes. So the prototype, definitely there are very Korea ideas is the word, prototype costly. For example, cancer treatment. I actually met one of the Sri Chitra timed. There's a accelerator called timed for. So what they actually do, they have a lab for testing out where for example for cancer treatment, a vaccine chain, they actually need white rat for it, and the laboratory for it as well. It actually cost around 6 lakhs. That's what I mean for iteration and sort of things as well. So in that case, there are accelerators. You have to go and search out in Startup India. And Srijitra has its own acceleration as well, and accelerator programs, and also that Kerala Startup Mission has a different connective across the different IITs and other medical institutions like AIIMS Jodhpur, AIIMS Delhi as well. And these accelerator can actually, they have its own funding programs, and there are different other funding programs for sector agnostic funding programs like Y Combinator. 500 startups actually do that, and international there are funding programs, and also Indian government actually do, like BIRAC. So I can give you that our set of funding programs actually we gone through. Just 1 minute. Okay, so BIRAC is one of the funding programs that actually you can look into it. Startup India. So here you can see there are different challenges they're actually given in different sector based as well. If you go to the Startup India website, so here they have various funding schemes, and also country wise, like for example, when you look into the schemes, you can check it as well. I think it's better you actually go through it, and there are different technology-based funding programs as well. So one thing which I know is BIRAC, and they actually have been the healthcare-based funding perspective as well. Do you think VR should simulate reality on every level? See, VR is just a tool over here, and because we found not every level, I'm saying. For example, VR can help in certain areas like training. Okay, for example, when you look into the industrial training, we have set of scenarios which we found, like how to train a fire and safety, or how to handle a machine, or how to handle or a specific skill like welding, or kind of fitting a server rack. Okay, these kind of skills actually require a whole lot of training materials, or they need a lab as well. So where VR is one of the tool actually helps, we can create a complete simulate the entire simulation in that particular platform, and also they can add a data acquisition model, where how this particular candidate is actually doing the specific training in this particular platform. Basically a game platform and simulate the proper environment based on the regulation and safety and regulations certifications, and other basic simulations develop. There are many companies doing that, and also we actually develop as a service project we did as well. For Aramco is one of we did it for a POC. We did a POC for Aramco as well through our one of the partner. They actually want a crane handling simulation, and what are the safety equipments they have to do before they go into this site. So there we are going to help, and also training certain concepts, like education concepts, like for example, how a machine can handle, or handling a machine in the industries, and basically I can say that one of the concept of flight simulation. For example, HL, there is one kind of flight simulation called White Hat. Okay, so not White Hat. It's like they basically create a simulation chair, and simulate of exactly the same vibration, and also what kind of sound, and also the movement of that that particular flight, and they simulate it as well. They do for flight simulation for the hats off. There's something called hats off training simulation in Bangalore. So like that, there are different use cases, and for industry based simulation use cases as well. And especially what we found in in the kids with learning disability, the various social cues and also various social situations can be recreated, and we can help the kids to get cope up with this environment and see how their response look like. So that is how we are going to be we actually make use of, we leverage those kind of technology over there. Any other questions?
Yeah. Next is like one of the questions which has been asked is like how far AR/VR can really contribute towards this medical industry?
There are huge opportunity there in the VR segment and both in augmented reality. So there is something called mixed reality. It's a combination of both. In medical, there are different companies actually working on building a glass, a mixed reality glass similar to Google Glass now. Microsoft HoloLens. They actually provide a proper augmented view of a vein of your hand, and they created a proper how that the vein blood movement happens as well. So that is very sophisticated data that we capture from the different sensors, and that simulate in the virtual environment. So that kind of there are different kind of simulations, and simulation and real time simulations that can be used. So for example, if we have a multi-physics data, for example, in the case of industry, there is something called digital twin. So that's coming in the already is in the industry right now, where they're building a model of the machine and other set of sensors they attach to it, and create and simulate how the motor can be more efficient when they have these sort of parameters. So that they have to simulate using a digital twin, and VR can actually visualize it in those perspectives. And there are different opportunities out there. I think its scope is endless, and that is what coming in the future is all about. And somewhat it's not about creating a virtual world. It's all about making the concept much more easier, because today's world is a collection of data and collection of knowledge, and how faster even human beings have a learning curve, right? 8 seconds is how a learning curve look like. Goldfish has 9 seconds. You can look into it in Google. So when in this current time that we need to learn certain concept, but in a very much more easier perspective, where these tools can help in that perspective. I think that answered, right?
Yes. One more question is like, what are the challenges you faced as a startup guy when you start a company under this AR/VR?
Okay, challenges. Yes, there are a lot of challenges. We started from the in 2018-19, where the hardware is really extremely costly, and also the development of the content and the platform, and how easily we can deliver to the customer that's what we build it off. Because this is the nowhere there are many products right now available, but in the early stage we actually struggle how to deploy our product or solution through this platform. And also that it takes a little more time. There are many kind of iteration happening. There are many kind of hardwares coming, and the change in hardware is also really important. Because when you look into this technology like HTC, Microsoft, and also Oculus Quest, where Facebook's companies called they have a product called Oculus, and that is also another they actually building out the changing different versions. When based on these versions, we need to create our platform and ready with these hardwares. So scaling up this hardware, that's one of the challenge. And pricing of this entire solution is another challenge as well. And we need to make it much more easier much more easier to the customer as well. So these are the major two things. And identifying the skills also is extremely challenge in our journey. So we actually create our team may help them to learn, and also help them understand how this various challenge can be cope up. Any questions?
Any questions? ആർക്കെങ്കിലും എന്തെങ്കിലും ചോദ്യങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ you can just post it in the chat box, or else we'll sign off.
Okay, I can also, I would like to give a video presentation of our product as well. So this is how we actually built it and deployed in different institutions, as you can see over here. Sorry about that. So here you can see that how a kid actually learning the different environments and how the response look like. So we create an environment which actually helpful on the different environment. Basically, we created alphabet learning scenarios, and this is actually happened in 2019 in different centers we actually deployed. And their response is extreme because these kids actually have learning issues as well, and how they interact this with the device is what made help us to create more scenarios. Because ഒരു കാര്യം മനസ്സിലായത് വെച്ചാൽ attention span ഒരു component ഉണ്ട് where we can able to identify while they actually doing these activities, and we capture their these details out of it. And also we create various scenarios like shopping scenarios, and also this is a set of different scenarios we actually created as well, how to interact with the virtual environment, and gross motor function can be dictated out of this activity, fine motor function. So we make them learn do certain activities in the virtual environment, and through this gamified approach we can understand about how the kids can helpful in this sort of activities as well. And we create various other scenarios, and the kids actually found really useful in this, and they can able to do different tasks in the virtual environment. So I just so also that I just would like to give a walkthrough about where are we implemented. As I mentioned, this is a Ignite Innovation Incubate. Basically, that's called BIRAC grant. We got it in 2020, and Nidhi Prize, and we got an opportunity to pitch in different platforms about our product, and got appreciates and grants as well. So also we put our product to know about the market demand and market search. We actually went and showcase our product in CES and other different platforms, and also different programs. We went in 2019, 2018 as well. And government actually, we got support from the Kerala government, and especially in the Social Security Mission and Health Department as well. Then so there are different accessibility expos. We went and give a product demos, and we got a good sign up different institutions out of there. So this is about us, and actually these are the different activities happened in the last 2.5 years. And also we we got an opportunity to pitch in various government in Dubai, and also in different other centers in across Middle East, Australia, and US and India as well. So, and also we created different awareness programs, and in different, we got an opportunity to put that. That is actually one important thing where we need to make sure that, whether our customers are knowing about this product and technology. So that is, we actually found, funding for that. And that's basically part of business development as well. So this is about our startup journey. And any more questions, I would like to happy to answer as well.
Yeah, I think 2 questions came, but I think you have already answered. What funds are necessary to start any company and how to get those funds? I think you have already explained it.
Okay.
Another question is challenges faced. Also, you have explained. Any other questions apart from this? ആർക്കെങ്കിലും എന്തെങ്കിലും ചോദ്യങ്ങൾ ഇതുവരെ ഉള്ളിൽ നിന്ന് ചോദിക്കാനുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഒരു 2 മിനിറ്റിനകത്തേക്ക് ചോദിക്കാം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ we'll wind up.
One thing is that rather than funding, look into the what product you build and which market you're going to sell. That is an important thing, because funding will comes once you actually have very few paying customers. If you build a small, at least you have a paying customers in your platform. So that is extremely important. That is what I would like to suggest. One thing, do not go funding initially. But there are types of startups, as I mentioned. When you look into the innovative design or innovative kind of now EVs are coming to the market, and building a market is another difficult job, right? So look into the market which is best option, and also look into the different successful startups. I suggest look into the various successful startup. What are their problems? They actually solving their customer problem, and you find out what is their problems, and you plug your solution out of it. That's what somewhat successful other companies actually in Bangalore you can find. And so that is one of the tips I can put across. And also use different platforms and see how the customer and user experience look like. So funding is something, it's something you have to look once you have a problem thing. And there are different initial grants, like Nidhi Prayas is one of the grants we actually provide from the government, which is 10 lakh. Which is, if you have a really good social impact or medical health tech-based product, then that's going to be really helpful. And not in that sector, there are many sector-based fundings as well. So any question, please write to me. I can, so somewhat whatever I can answer, I can do it in with my experience. Thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah, anyway, thank you, Satya. Anyway, I think we spent around 1 hour. ഒരു മണിക്കൂറോളം നമ്മോട് സംവാദിച്ച സത്യനാരായണൻ KDISC പേരിലും ഇവിടെ വന്നിരിക്കുന്ന എല്ലാ പാർട്ടിസിപ്പൻസിന്റെ പേരിലും അകമഴിഞ്ഞ നന്ദി രേഖപ്പെടുത്തുന്നു. അതോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ ചോദ്യങ്ങൾ ചോദിച്ച പാർട്ടിസിപ്പൻസും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ അതിനനുസരിച്ചുള്ള ഉത്തരങ്ങളും എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു നിങ്ങൾക്ക് സാറ്റിസ്ഫൈ ചെയ്യുന്ന രീതിയിൽ തന്നെ സത്യന് തരാൻ പറ്റിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഒരു ചോദ്യം അവസാനമായി ചോദിച്ചു, ഹൗ ക്യാൻ വി കണക്ട് മുദ്ര സ്കീം ടു സ്റ്റാർട്ടപ്സ്? Most of the banks have rejected many proposals.
Yeah, so Mudra loan basically banks, even we also have a Mudra loan 10 lakhs in the initial stage. Adina oru nalla business model venam. Other basically banks are only take one if you have a paying customer. So at least you build a product and with a minimum viable solution, and find few paying customers, and with that you approach them. That's the best way to get funding from anywhere, because until and unless if you don't have a proper revenue model, that's really difficult. Minimum 10 to 20 customers that is helpful for to validate, because everyone will ask who's going to use your product and how you're going to deliver your solution as well. And that is extremely important. Mudra loan is possible, and if you have to create a proper financial model accordingly. There are financial statements. There are different. It's called business model, and this is our business model look like. And so somewhat you have to have your CA or your finance teams into it, and prepare your business model accordingly, and create OPEX and CAPEX model. If you have any MBA people that they knows really well, and that too in finance, and also cash flow. ഇതൊക്കെയാണ് മുദ്ര ലോൺ കിട്ടുന്നത്, because you have to explain to your bank in figures. They only want to hear in figures what you going to deliver in figures when they infuse this fund in this much time period. That's extremely important. And other than you have to create a financial statement out of it, and projection statements are there. Cash flow statement, then that is you can get it from any CAs, they can prepare it for you as well. So idellam kondupoyale matre banks will actually approach approachable avullu.
Okay, thank you, Satya.
Thank you.
പാർട്ടിസിപ്പൻസിനും അകപടിഞ്ഞ നന്ദി രേഖപ്പെടുത്തുന്നു. അടുത്ത ആഴ്ച വീണ്ടും ഈ കേരള ഇന്നോവേഷൻ ടോക്ക് സീരീസിന്റെ പ്രഭാഷണ പരമ്പരയുടെ 4ാമത്തെ പ്രഭാഷണം അടുത്ത വ്യാഴാഴ്ച 4 മണിക്ക്. അതുവരെ അന്ന് നമുക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും വീണ്ടും കണ്ടുമുട്ടാം. നന്ദി.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.